Hi there, welcome to the channel. And I wanted to give a quick shout out and thank you to everyone who subscribed recently. I am on a goal here to get 100 subscribers so that I can change the link of my channel. So thank you if you are one of those. For those of you who may not know me, my name is Jill Dell. I'm a licensed hypnotherapist based out of Seattle, Washington. I help people design lives that they love, one decision and one choice at a time. Today we're working, and I'm going to be speaking in today's episode of the 30 for 30 challenge. It's the 30 for 30 wins challenge, and this is a holistic health challenge. It's really focused on body movement and healthy lifestyle. We focus on tips, tools, mindset, motivation, inspiration, and support for all of these things being added into your life. So today we're going to be chatting about measurements, measuring up, and some serious fallacies that people hold on to from the fitness and weight loss communities, okay? So we're going to be talking about that and shedding some light on those. So if you're new to the channel, I would like to welcome you and encourage you to subscribe. Also, you'll see a link up above. This is to day one or video one of this challenge, and you can get all caught up by clicking that link and heading back through. So again, today we're going to head off now and talk about measuring up. Okay, so originally, I guess that was probably 4 years ago, I did one session of hypnosis for weight loss, and one of the things that I programmed in was getting out and doing, 5 to 15 minutes of walking a day, 5 days a week, drinking some water, and quitting nighttime snacking. So, long story short, I had injured my ankle pretty badly, and that was about all I could do. I was pretty heavy set at that point. I was carrying around about an extra 10 to 15 pounds of weight on my body, and it was mostly from being in a sedentary or not very physical lifestyle for a little bit over a year and a half-ish, a year, somewhere in there. So I started out this journey, and I was finding people along the path that I could look at for inspiration. And one of the people was a figure competitor. They're kind of in the bodybuilding category. And she was amazing. She was cut and defined. Her determination and her just complete focus on getting into the gym and working on her body and reaching her goals for that competition were amazing, right? And I just followed her and was just amazed. And she just was this tiny little, wisp of a thing, but there was just like no fat on her body. She had all muscle, and it was incredible. And I remember being blown away when I found out that she, who's just my height, weighed 15 pounds heavier than I was at that time. And I was like, what? But her 15 pounds was 15 pounds extra of muscle. And she had a much less, like way less, body fat percentage than I had. You see, I had been using the bathroom scale to measure my weight. And that's what I kind of thought it was all about, was the bathroom scale, right? And that's just one type of measurement, and it can often be deceptive, as it was in this case, because believe me, I was 15 pounds lighter, but I didn't look near as fit as she was. And that's because I wasn't as consistent for as long of a period of time, and I wasn't as dedicated to going into the gym and using weights like she was. So the scale is only one type of measurement. Muscle weighs more than fat. You probably have heard that. That's probably not like, oh, if you haven't, hey, here, I just gave you a tip. But But what are some of the good ways then to do measurement? Well, obviously you can use the BMI, and I really recommend BMI if you are looking at losing weight. BMI is a body measurement index of your fat percentage, and so it takes into account things like your bones, tissue, muscles, all that kind of stuff. So it's a much more accurate reading of what the percentage is of weight that's fat on your body. And there's a certain amount of fat that you need in order to function. And so not all fat is created equal in foods or in the body. And so there's certain things that you learn about BMI, and we could go into that in a later video if you'd like to learn about it. In fact, if you'd like to learn about it, comment, let me know. So then one of the other good measurements is your energy levels. I like this one personally. I like to notice how I feel each day. There are little apps that you can get for tracking this too, or you can use your journal, right? And write down how you feel about your exercise and how you feel. What's your energy levels like? I'll tell you what, when I had started out, that 15 minutes seemed like a big deal. I don't think I would have fathomed that I would be out hiking with my son for 7 or 8 hours last week, or that I would be out doing really hard racing for 13, 15 hours straight, right? At that time, 15 minutes was what I had, right? And that's where my energy level was. So energy levels is a great way to track and measure. Another good way is how your clothes fit and feel. If you have a bunch of clothes that you're holding on to in your closet but you can't wear right now because none of them fit, that's probably an indicator that either A, you need to clean out your wardrobe and let go of that and start loving the body you're in, or B, that potentially it's time to up your game a little, either in how much exercise you're getting or in creating healthier eating habits and drinking habits, right? Okay, then, but it's another measurement of, other than the scale of what fits you, right? Then you've got how consistent you are. How many days a week are you actually following what you say you're gonna do in diet and in fitness, right? So you can say a lot of things. You certainly can write a lot of things. And if you aren't following those things and you're not being consistent, it doesn't really help, right? You can have all knowledge in the world, but if you're not acting on it, that's not a very good way to get somewhere, right? So measure it, track it, right? Then you can also track these measurements, which are great. Long, like length. How long a time are you doing things? How far, the distance, how far are you going? Then how fast, how much time is it taking you to get that distance, right? Then also, if you're lifting weights, how heavy are those weights? Are you going up in the amount of weight that you can do? Are you counting for reps? How many reps are you doing? So that you can know what your base is and where you start, and you can track over time where you're going. The biggest measurement, though, I think that's the most important, is consistency. Being able to be consistent with your workouts, because consistency over time is small wins, and those small wins add up and gain momentum, right? It's one of my key things. Small wins add up, gain momentum. So when I started training, like I said, 15 minutes of walking, and I couldn't ride the bike for more than 5 miles. And now I've completed 2 70.3 mile half Ironmans, and was this year looking forward to doing a full, but with COVID and some back problems, that's going to be pushed off to next year. But I couldn't jog, I couldn't swim when I started into triathlon. I couldn't do either of those, and so I had to learn along the way, and definitely distance, the length of time, and how fast were all measurements that I used, and consistency. So as you can see, there are a lot of different measurements other than the scale to measure up with, right? And so I would encourage you to find some that are don't have so many negative connotations that are wrapped up with them, right? Because the scale for a lot of people has a lot of negative connotation. I mean, it's in popular culture. Look at Garfield, right? So, anyhow, I encourage you, if you have any questions, any comments, go ahead and let me know. Also, if you found value in this video, please like it. If you haven't so far, please subscribe to my channel. And thank you so much for watching. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.